join Florida in declaring emergencies. We'll have an update on the forecast that's coming up. Also breaking, a source says President Trump left Republican leaders, quote, shell-shocked today by agreeing with congressional Democrats on a deal to fund disaster relief, avoid a government shutdown, and raise the debt limit. Let's bring in our political specialist. And Dan, I want you and our viewers to take a look at this photo, a photo of President Trump and Chuck Schumer, the Democratic leader, the minority leader, in the Oval Office. Look at that picture. They seem to be best friends in that picture, but Republicans were reportedly stunned by the president's sudden alliance with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. What happened in the Oval Office? What happened is that the president completely surprised everybody, the Republicans and the Democrats, by effectively ignoring the pleas from Republican leaders in Congress to go along with what they thought was a plan to push for an extension, first of all, at the very least, 18 months for the debt limit, because they thought tactically and then just policy and politically, for all those reasons, that they would want to kind of kick it down past the next election. Well, the president not only said no to that, I am told by a source who was familiar with the meeting, then the Republicans said, okay, 12 months, no. Okay, 6 months, no. Democrats were firm on saying 3 months, and that's it. And we'll tie it to the relief for Hurricane Harvey. And the president said, okay, deal. And at that point, the Republican leader, the majority leader, Mitch McConnell, said, okay, well, if we're going to do that, let's at least extend the funding for the government so that we have it all in one package. And I was told that the Republican leaders were shell-shocked. They didn't expect it. Certainly the Democrats didn't expect it. They thought that they were just going to come out with a kind of agreeing to disagree situation, which they usually do. And that's not what happened at all. And there are a lot of Republicans on Capitol Hill who feel pretty blindsided, but you also have a president who said, you know what? I am ready to do a deal. I am sick of this fighting. And we've seen over the past couple of months that the president also doesn't have a lot of faith in the Republican leaders. And I think this was an example of that coming through. Gloria, just listen to the speaker, Paul Ryan, before that meeting in the Oval Office. He made clear where he stands. Listen to this.
The Democrats now say they'll only support a 3-month increase in the debt ceiling. It seems like they're trying to extract something.
I think that's a ridiculous idea. I hope that they don't mean that. Let's just think about this. We've got all this devastation in Texas. We've got another unprecedented hurricane about to hit Florida, and they want to play politics with the debt ceiling? That will strand the aid that we need to bring to these victims of these storms that have occurred or are about to occur, and then they also want to threaten default on our debt. I think that's ridiculous and disgraceful. Ridiculous and disgraceful, but the president liked it.
Right, he did. And look, this is not about what the Republican Party wants or what the Republican leaders want. I mean, we know the president spent half of his summer dissing Mitch McConnell on Twitter, for heaven's sakes. This is about what Donald Trump wanted. And what Donald Trump wanted was to show the American public that, okay, I can get my hurricane funding through. I'm not going to let it get tied up. I mean, he was clearly affected by what he saw in Texas and what he sees coming in Florida, and he decided that it didn't matter that Republicans feel that they're walking into a trap here because they're going to have to vote on raising the debt ceiling again in December. Exactly. And what it also means is that the Republicans understand now that the president doesn't care about them. So it will affect, I think, and Dana, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it will affect what they do on tax reform and on everything else, because they have clearly parted ways. Clearly the Democrats got what they wanted, Beyond, and by the way, welcome to see